Marcus Rashford, who totally was anonymous today. But that's okay because we didn't lose. And to Leicester we say, not today. It's actually pretty good, you know. Alright, I'm just going to see if this stream is working. Hopefully it is. I don't see why. Geez, I look pink. But there's not a whole lot I can do about that. Not a whole lot I can do about that. Hello, hello. Alright, so that's at least going good, I think. Hello? Check 1, 2, testing. Hello, hello. Alright, so that's at least... Okay, good. Going good. So now I can play the game. Alright, hello everybody, my name is United Troy, and welcome to the Leicester City versus Manchester United recap, review, just my general thoughts and opinions, really. The game just ended. It's about, like 5 minutes after it ended, because I had to take a shit, but that's neither here nor there. The game ended 1-1. Now, if Leicester, in the game, Leicester goes 1-0 up. But if Leicester won today's game, they would have been mathematically crowned as champions. There'd be nothing that Tottenham could do if they won today at Old Trafford. So it was our job to make sure that didn't happen. It was our job to make sure that Leicester had to go home unhappy, go home not champions. That was our job, and we did it. The game ended 1-1. Now, as far as United goes, we do have our own agenda, i.e. get as much points as possible, so that way we can keep putting pressure on Manchester City and hopefully getting into that top 4. We didn't do that today either. So basically everybody kind of goes home not jubilant. Now, I'm glad that United didn't lose to Leicester. You know, that would have been such a smack in the face if United had, you know, the home of the 20-time champions, the Theatre of Dreams, had been the setting for Leicester's big thing. I mean, they're going to win the season anyway. Leicester are going to win the season anyway. They're going to win the league. They're the champions elect. But the last thing United needed to do, wanted to do, should do, is say, here you go. Here's your Premier League title. Here's our Premier League title, the one that we own. It's got Manchester United on stamped on it because we won it the most times. The last thing we wanted to do was to let them have it. So even if we aren't going to get into the top 4, which we probably aren't at this point, because I think City are now 4 points ahead, and there's only 3 games left. City are 4 points ahead, and we have to really just get lucky at this point. We really have to get lucky at this point because there's nothing saying that you know, City won't win all their games, and if they do, I mean, we're 5th, or even worse because West Ham are right behind us in like 1 point. So it's pretty clear that, you know, we probably won't get top 4. It's also pretty clear that Manchester United have some problems, and it was clear during this game because we went 1-0 up thanks to a great goal by Martial. A lot of good stuff happened in the build-up. I mean, we did what we needed to do as far as making play and making movements in the box. And it came up trumps because Leicester got worried about going inside the box, so that left Martial free. The ball came to him on the far post, and he was able to smack it in. 1-0. Everything's gravy, right? Well, that lasted about 5 minutes because Manchester United's problem of conceding goals came through yet again. And what happened? We conceded thanks to a rather well taken header. I'm not gonna deny the goal. The goal was well done. The goal was a good goal. But it was a ball into the box, a set piece into a header. Set piece that shouldn't have happened, by the way, but I'll get to that. Ball into the box. I think it was Morgan, I think, who scored it. I think it was Morgan who scored it. And he, Jesus, 2-0? Oh, I'm glad that didn't happen today, because that would have been terrible. Anyway. Shit, I'm not wearing my scarf. There we go. It's not, yeah. So. Where was I? I lost my train of thought. Oh, yeah. So, United go 1-0 up, and then, like, 5 minutes later, it's 1-1 thanks to a rather well-taken header goal. But that header, it's one of those things that bug you as a United fan or as a football fan in general. It's like your team that you support, they should be able to take care of that, I mean, that sort of play is something that's textbook. It's textbook. It shouldn't, I mean, dealing with headers, dealing with crosses into the box like that, dealing with set pieces should be something relatively simple. Should be something that's since you're learning the fundamentals as a little kid. And yet here is, a professional team, and they're unable to do anything about it. So it was a bit frustrating that happened. It was a bit frustrating that they were able to equalize, especially so soon after our goal. It kind of deflated the sails. It kind of took the water from under the bridge. I don't know what I'm saying. It sucked. Let me just put it sucked that we conceded so soon after scoring our own goal and all of that. It just sucked. So. And then from then on, it was clear that goal really settled Leicester down. It really made them feel like, all right, we can do this. We're the champions-elect. Let's play like it. And boy, did they. There's been a running gag so far this season with Leicester being like, oh, yeah, one shot on goal, 1-0, and they win and they get the 3 points. Well, that wasn't the case today. They had multiple cracks on goal. They had multiple chances, and it was down to United settling into that standard United play under Louis van Gaal of, even though we could go straight into the box and have a goal and have a shot on goal, let's pass it over to the right and then up and then whip it across into the box far post so Fellaini can header it back across goal so that they can do the shot on goal there instead of being direct. It's like you have to do freaking calculations and everything in order to make that happen. It's just a pain in the ass. It's just an absolute pain in the ass that there are so many chances like that happen. I mean, sure, we were getting chances. United were getting chances. The game, it wasn't like we weren't having attacks. It wasn't like we weren't. Hold on. Okay. It wasn't like United weren't having chances. That's also been a running gag this season. United never shoot. Well, we shot today. A lot of the time it was bullshit, and a lot of time we could have done better, but at least we're having chances, and at least we were making that, and we did score one, so I can't complain too much along that regard. It was just a shame that even though it was 1-1, even though we were at home, we still settled into this Louis van Gaal bullshit of, okay, well, let's pass and go to the corner flag and then whip it across so that we can header it back in so we can hopefully get a chance at goal. The lack of directness really costs United this season, and it is shown through today. Now, granted, it's a team like Leicester, and they're good. They're deserved champions, most likely, 90% sure that they're going to be champions, and deservedly so. They've done their job. But if you juxtapose this against, or compare this, not juxtapose, if you compare this to United's performance against Aston Villa, the worst team in the league, not a whole lot was different, okay? United barely scraped by. We struggled against the worst team in the league. And here, we struggled against the best team in the league. Like when the plan A goes awry, we have no plan B. It's like plan only, because there is no plan other. You know, there's just nothing there for us to do, and I think that's Louis van Gaal teaching them that way. You know, so I don't know. It's today's game. Nobody comes up really happy. Leicester come up happier than United because, you know, they only need 2 points to win the league. So, and if Tottenham don't win today, then, or tomorrow, I think they play today. If Tottenham don't win, then they're champions anyway. You know, it's like they didn't need to win it today because they knew they weren't going to lose it today. So the pressure's off of them. The pressure's all on United now because top four, it really depends on if Manchester City slip up, and that sucks. And it'll be an interesting end of the season, but it's pretty clear that Leicester's going to win. It's pretty clear that United aren't going to get top four, which sucks. But honestly, it's United are focusing on the FA Cup right now. We're back in the final for the first time in a long time. You know, I think we can secure another Champions League spot. So it all gets convoluted when you think about that. I'm not going to focus on that right now. All I need to focus on is how United can win the games. I'm going to make a video later on in the week about who I think should be the manager of Manchester United next season. I want to do that before Louis van Gaal, or before the FA Cup final, so that way, nice goal, well done, bully. I want to do that before the FA Cup final because I don't want people to call me out if I say that Louis van Gaal should go if we lose, or call me out if I think Louis van Gaal should stay if we win. Believe me, it doesn't matter. I have my thoughts and opinions, so be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for that one. But as for today, it wasn't the result that either team wanted, and it was just one of those things where people have to understand that it's football, bloody hell, and United didn't do what they needed to do. Star performer for United was probably Martial. I mean, it had to be because he scored the goal. He was the most dangerous player. Rashford was essentially anonymous. Lingard was terrible. I'm glad when he was subbed off because Lingard was not good. I think he's one of those players that, you know, thinks he's better than he actually is because he was doing a lot of stupid stuff. Star performer for Leicester, I have to say, is Conte. He really commanded the midfield and made it his own. I mean, Carrick was anonymous, and, you know, they were making good passes and everything. So I would have to say Conte. Shit performer for Leicester, probably Danny Drinkwater. Has to be because it ended with 10 men because of him. It didn't do any damage, though, because guess what? Mike Dean, was that Oliver? I think it was Oliver. The referee, whoever the fuck his name is, he decided, oh, that foul wasn't in the box. It's not a penalty. Ridiculous. That was the moment where I knew we weren't going to get the 3 points. That was the moment I knew, because even though it was clearly in the box, or at least enough on the line for you to go, yeah, it's a penalty, he was like, no, it's just outside the box. Sorry, bruv. Sorry. It was definitely a penalty every single day of the week. Now, granted, Rojo probably should have conceded a penalty earlier on with Mahrez coming in and him sticking the leg out, but I mean, there was crap penalty shouts throughout the match. I mean, the referee's not a good one, and United definitely got the shaft in more areas than Leicester did. But still, I mean, if that's a penalty, Rooney smacks it and we win 2-1. There's just no doubt in my mind. There's no way Schmeichel would save a Rooney penalty after all that we were fighting through that game. But it wasn't to be. Everyone goes home kind of disappointed. United fans more than most. It'll be interesting to see. Ooh, good goal. Lovely. And it's 2-2 in the game. 1-1 in real life. Who knows how this is going to end. But I'm going to end it like this. United are focusing on an FA Cup now. That's certain. Manchester City to drop 5 points, actually, in the next 3 games is highly unlikely. Highly unlikely. I know they don't give two craps about the league. They're all focusing on the Champions League now. But they're still Manchester City. They still have a nice squad and a good coach. And even if they screw up, I'm not on the belief that United won't. You know, if United get the next full 9 points out of 9 possible, there's a chance. But that's a big if. I don't know the schedule right now. I have to look up the last 3 games. But considering what we saw today against Leicester, considering what we saw last game against Aston Villa, you know, and even the FA Cup semifinal, it was we had to rely on Martial magic in order to get through to the final. So it's United seem to be struggling. You know, we seem to be struggling. We need to do better, and I don't know if we're going to be able to make it count in the league. FA Cup, everybody has a chance. Everybody has a shot in the FA Cup, especially United, considering we're going up against Crystal Palace, Alan Pardew's Crystal Palace. So that should be a win for United. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. As far as the league goes, I think 5th place is where we're going to end up. We should win the FA Cup, and who knows what all that means with the Champions League and everything. But does this mean Louis van Gaal will be sacked at the end of the season? I don't know. I really don't. He should, because he's not even reaching the very, very low expectations that have already been set for him. But that FA Cup win really makes things a bit more complicated. So we'll have to wait and see. It'll be an interesting end of the season regardless. Leicester will most likely be crowned champions. I'm so happy that they didn't win it this day of all days at United, at Old Trafford, especially since Ruud van Nistelrooy's record for most games scored consecutively was beaten by Leicester, by Jamie Vardy, against United. You know, we really didn't need that. So to crown them champions at our turf, that would have been a nightmare. So it'll be interesting to see what happens in the rest of the season. It'll be interesting to see where everybody ends up. Even the relegation battle is interesting with Newcastle and Sunderland and Norwich and all that. So it's a good time to be a football fan. It's not that great a time to be a United fan. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, that's gonna be it for me today, guys. You know, I'm happy-ish. I'm glad we didn't crown Leicester champions, but I'm not happy with how it came about. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, be sure to smash that like button. Also, be sure to subscribe, because I do this all the time, and it would be really great to have your support, because this channel's small, and I need your help to keep going. Also, check out my Troy64 channel, gameplay channel, if you want, and just be awesome. That's what I want you to do. Just be awesome. Be excellent to each other, and party on, dudes. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you all next time.